How's it going?
The team encounters two separate daywalk advanced cases.
And it was like really odd. It was like, a telemarketing call or whatever, but in the background there was a voice that said things bad about me, called me a bitch and stuff. Since they kicked everybody out and started renovating, maybe some of that traveled.
So I'm going on my second shadow case today, and I'm very excited. Don't know a whole lot about what's going on, but we're going to meet up with Mary.
First case may have some links to Las Vegas and the MGM Grand Fire.
People burned alive, trapped in the stairwell, trapped in the rooms because they had no fire escapes, no fire.
If you're sensitive, you're going to pick that up.
We've, as a team, encountered a lot of positive energies. That's because we don't go in, like Mr. Baggins, and shout and provoke, and we've attracted a lot of very peace-loving energies.
Maybe possibly attached to her, things of that nature.
The action's going to fall on you upon trying to execute the action.
Are you willing to, play nice, I guess?
Some of the activity may be internal with the client. Will the team's suggestions be listened to?
That built up energy, because it's not good to hold on to it, and it will wear you down.
A sudden event catches the team off guard.
All the smoke.
What was that?
You might not want to know.
And then, the second daywalk case is local.
Every once in a while, daywalk or advanced visit will come up.
She lives here in town with Eric and I. She's been having a problem with a spirit of some sort.
Followed you since probably, how old were you, do you think, or your earliest memory?
My earliest memory, I'd have to say, was probably about 5 years old.
Her girlfriend had seen a phantom dog last night.
Well, she knows that she saw a dog. Yeah. That was right in front of my house, which wasn't really there.
But she had researched it, and there had been suicides along that whole street.
Yes.
Something nasty may dwell in their upstairs and manipulate some televisions.
And I turn around, and everybody's staring at me like, what the heck is going on? And I look at my brother, I'm like, that looks kind of weird.
It was starting to affect her kids and starting to worry her in that fact.
Because it feels like something's just sitting there at the top of the stairs staring at me.
Pick up on spirit activity.
Okay.
Because there's a theory out there that spirits give off their own EMF.
Kind of mischievous, kind of bully when you do that, so. Alright, you will leave now.
Eric was looking to the attic, and I feel like somebody was looking at Eric. I don't know why.
Some findings bring relief and remind everyone why we do this.
We got what we believe to be a few answers, a little bit more.
Being able to go back in that home with that family.
Her kids even thanked us, so that was kind of nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Curious to see what's actually
Interesting to see.
Come into the home, I definitely.
still learning kind of a little bit about everybody on our team a little bit. So Mary, I kind of want to tell a little bit about yourself. That'd be great.
I've heard of Estes Park at the State Hotel before, and I've always wanted to go see it. And so I saw that the Ghost Hunters were going to have a conference or a show type thing there. And so I bought tickets, went to it, I met the Ghost Hunters thing. I was so hooked.
Client is pretty scared, worried about something that may be possibly attached to her, things of that nature. So we're gonna get out there and see, kind of do a pre-analysis, advanced visit, and definitely is interested in doing a full investigation. I'll circle back to that at a later date.
And that's how it started. I kept looking for a good group, and kind of went to a few little
Independent things.
Yeah, and she called in Jackie Carpenter, who was psychic, and a medium.
And I'm very excited. Don't know a whole lot about what's going on, but we're going to meet up with Mary here shortly, and she's going to fill me in on all the details, and I hope to be able to help out a bit.
And she's one that led me to Eric, and it's pretty much where we're at right now. And Eric is now taking over the mentor role and is guiding me through all the steps. If we see something, we see something. We hear something, we hear something. I feel this group is very professional in what they do. Each case is a learning experience, and I'm just happy just to be able to help.
Yeah, and I think that's what I like. Like, I've seen a couple of your guys' videos, and it's nice to see like an unedited kind of sort, where it's just the actual footage, and it's not tampered.
And I talked to several of my friends in the paranormal field that have had their stories made into Hollywood blockbusters. And they will tell you, behind the scenes, what took place and what Hollywood did to their story to make it like that didn't happen. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
So you set this one up sort of, run the case manager standpoint on it, round point on that. So what you have in here, and this is kind of summary, so it doesn't look like it's going too specific to where you didn't want to know that kind of stuff. Activity started around August. She started having weird dreams and still has them sometimes. A lot of them seem to be about demonic animals. She has woken up with scratches on her arms before, and she sent me those pictures. She has also been having unexplained rashes. She is also always dizzy and has a tingling scalp and rapid heartbeat. A dark mist in there believes she was visited by a possible incubus. A few months back, okay. She does have a roommate that does not experience anything, and she does not talk to him because he will think she's crazy, and she's scared and wants us just to validate that she's not crazy. So this is kind of one of those cases, one of her priority cases, but it's kind of a case where I'm trying to get validation of it. Sounds like any validation will do, be on the spiritual side or science side. Me personally, with cases like this, I would like to get evidence captured, not just what I'm picking up on, because of a couple factors. Reading this, it comes off as possibly could be a poltergeist type case profile that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, because with our experience with Coralville, you go in empty-handed, you just tell them what you think it is. They're like, oh, well, thanks for nothing.
When I ask questions and stuff, I don't want anybody to take it as I'm trying to debunk something or anything. It's my true interest in both the mental health and the paranormal side.
Compiling the case profile together to help figure out the best of what it fits into as possibly being.
So that's what kicks my interest in it. And there's history of different things in my family, like schizophrenia. So that's why I keep them separate, because I know the difference based on my family history.
I'm Mary. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Tori. I'll shake your hand later, I guess.
Is that where you go?
No, I don't per se, but did you want to walk through the basement? It's fine by me.
Is there,
If we have access, and we can.
was there
Yeah, it's
activity?
Okay.
I see a lot of me
Mm-hmm.
in her. And so that's why I really, want to help her because, just to understand what is going on. I mean, I have you and the team and all that to help me, handle what's going on. But like with her, she doesn't have anyone, and she's scared to talk to anyone about it. So, I mean, I'm happy to be here to help.
Yeah. For me, I'll get ringing in the ear. That will happen usually. It's a pressure change in the atmosphere. It indicates spirit going like, usually with me it's like moving left to right or right to left, which is going with the motion of the spirit movement. I also get the chills. I go full body, but not just, chills I'm talking about. Not the kind that's like burr or cold, but it's the tingly type chills that are concentrated, especially in the center of the back, and they go up and down, they move. Grounding and keeping that stuff at bay. Because when she first joined us, she was open as can be, and we took her on investigations, and probably I shouldn't have some of them. I told you not to go to Waverly. That was
Yes, you told me I wanted to go to Waverly so bad.
Like,
You said no.
yeah.
There's way too many spirits there.
It just you weren't. Yeah, you just weren't. I didn't feel like you were grounded enough to. Maybe today we revisit that, but.
Yeah.
It's those kinds of things. When you're really open like that, you're going to absorb that stuff like a snowball just rolling. You're going to accumulate it, and it will affect you. It can affect you positively, it can affect you negatively.
The whole building just kind of had an energy about it, and instantly we started thinking high EMF. Being an old building made sense. So we went around. The client had actually showed us where their laundry was done in the basement, and the place definitely had some EMF that was just going off the charts down there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course now they have furnaces and stuff that replace all of that, but
Chamber.
heaviness and the headaches and the undesired feelings to be down here, fear cage, EMF can do that.
How are you feeling down here? Are you feeling okay?
The same as up there.
Not the same?
I'm gonna let's do an EVP session. Find a place for your K2 where there's nothing going off. Alright, we'll go ahead and lights out then.
And we started doing investigation. We did kind of a small EVP session. We started asking some general broad questions first.
We are here. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Eric.
I'm Mary.
Tori.
And we're here to mean no harm. Mary more or less just wants confirmation, validation, and to know and be certain that you're not here in any unintentional, not any mean spirited way. We're just trying to figure out who you may be and what you want, if anything. If there's just a message you want to pass along. These devices over here can set off lights to help indicate that you are here with us. You can set them off.
Is there a female presence?
Is there anybody that would like to talk with us?
Why you are more active in this room?
I want you to know that nobody here is trying to hurt you. Will you just show us that you're here and validate by moving the lights across the mechanisms.
Were you a firefighter? Or is there something about fire that you want us to know about? Alright, I just keep getting fired.
I think it said something once about burning or something.
Now's a chance if there's anything that comes to mind.
I want to know why they started to bother me. Why those two spirits ever came here and spoke to me. Why did you persist on hurting me and bothering me? What is it that you want?
Get the rash that you were talking about, that's what's on your leg right now?
I was just looking at that too. Was that? Okay.
And scratches just appear. Why do you want to hurt me? Why is it your intent to hurt me? This one's going to shock you. Why did you say I already died?
What?
It told me I was dead once already.
It told you that you were dead once? What was the deal with that? Is she living another life? Is it one of her past lives?
Mary, have you ever played with the Ouija board? Ever in your life?
No.
Not as a child? Never?
No.
No.
I'm scared of it.
Have you ever played with a pinnacle or anything, or tried to ask any kind of question to create a response from a spirit?
No.
No? Nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
Visited haunted locations. As far as being inside of any, I stayed in Bally's Hotel in Vegas. Anyone familiar?
Again?
Actually, I've never been to Vegas,
Okay.
surprisingly.
I've been to Vegas and I've watched like some shows on it.
Yeah, it burned.
I'm thinking-
People burned alive, trapped in the stairwell, trapped in the rooms because they had no fire escapes, no
Okay.
fire. People died in there. So when I stayed in that room, the room was not comfortable. And I swear, like at least once when I was in that room, I woke up in the night, there was a quick flash of like fire and it was gone. And
Is the similar feeling you get when presence is here? Like the feeling,
more
the
heavy.
unwanted feeling?
Yeah, this is more of an unwanted feeling. It wasn't
Still
unwanted there, it was
negative.
just like something was there.
Fire kept coming up, smoke, fire, things of that nature, and tying it to what the client has said before regarding having sage being burned, and then she indicated that activity had spiked up or happened around her that's frightened her during the time of that happening.
I didn't even go on a ghost tour the last time I went on vacation. I was scared. This is like the room that was in Bally's. Some of these are all turned around in the opposite direction. You're thinking something attached itself and never... But I don't...
Yeah, one avenue we're looking at right now.
See, like, you don't see the images on most of the other pictures of the cabinet. Go ahead.
Okay, so there's the first one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact spot.
Okay.
It was taken in the dark, but I did use the flash. I probably should. It was so uncomfortable, and I thought, there's got to be something in this room.
Problems with some of the greens. Old windows have it too. Woods,
Yeah, I see.
matrixing.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you can
I know.
imagine.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
can matrix.
I see
things,
that.
So that's why I didn't put a lot of stock in it. But
Yeah.
it's like so old school, right? I don't think, no. I got a
Those are
whole
the
pile of, there's a picture of me with a stripper in there, you don't want that. Okay, just ignore that.
That's
supposed to
yeah,
say,
that's
I'm going to talk about what happened there.
Oh, she likes her strippers.
I wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah, I have to.
Oh, wow.
This guy just came up to me, I was sitting in the lounge, I was like, okay. Yeah,
I kind of like that bad boy there.
yeah, he thought he was bad.
All right, lady.
Mary, you look unassuming and ooh, what beats underneath?
Yeah, don't put me in front of the strippers, you'll really see.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think.
I didn't see it on the.
That's not in here.
No.
My impression is that those
It's in this
weren't negative, but
That's
it
the
was just the
bathroom
people
shower.
that died in the fire.
Mhm.
That's my impression.
Yeah.
She started showing us some pictures of her visit in Las Vegas. You're picking up on them because it's their way of conveying how they felt. It actually happened. This was an investigation that we had. I joined and helped another team at. Some of them were having back pains and sudden just like, oh, why is this happening to me? What are you trying to do to me? Are you trying? And they would get all mad and stuff. And it was just like, I had gotten the image of somebody taking a fall, and it was their last fall that they ever took, like off a ladder or something like that. And I steered them back in the direction instead of it trying to cause harm to them. It was them making their presence known as a way of saying, it's me, I'm here, this is how I passed. Because so far while I'm here at least, I haven't encountered anything that felt, the D word or felt inhuman. But if anything, definitely I briefly felt kind of a male presence. More so like in the hallway, which leads me to believe the building, it's not just you. And that's the other thing to work on too, is do you know how to set boundaries with them? Other than, sage and stuff, but other than that, just okay, this is my apartment, this is my room, here's the ground rules. When I'm in here, I'm going to bed, I'm sleeping, I need my rest. You don't bug me, you don't bother me, anything like that. That kind of stuff. Have you ever tried anything like that?
Kind of similar, more like a possessed thing. This is my house, this is my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even belong, you're not even alive anymore.
Yeah, things of that nature. If it is the case, it'd be its version of post-traumatic stress. Because it doesn't like burning things if it passed that way. Could you imagine being in that situation and then being taunted by fire when you're...
Well,
Most
I tried to taunt it a little bit by, playing with the lighter and holding it in my hand, and I said,
Just go a little
could
step
be-
further because
Okay.
this is actually burning something. Or that flame was an open flame.
it's gonna produce smoke, right?
yeah.
Because most of the people in the hotel died of smoke inhalation instead of burn.
Actually,
So
I
maybe this person can't talk,
Yeah, that's why I
and that's why they're not
I didn't
responding.
get the connection of Valley. That's why, when you said MGM Grand, oh yeah, I remember.
And when you said that, I got
I
the chill.
forgot it was
Yeah.
that before it burned, and then they
I just got the
then they
chills.
was
Now
the
talking
MGM.
about-
I think we're on to
Because-
something. Tori had some background because she's from Nevada, so she had some familiarity, and this was a good case to bring her on. So we started kind of piecing the puzzle together a little bit.
I remember watching the news reports about it. I remember people hanging from windows, trying to get out. I remember all the smoke.
Whoa, what was that?
You might not want to know what that answer might be.
And I remember all the smoke.
Whoa, what was that?
You might not want to know what that answer might be.
What do you mean?
It's not one of the best
It's
areas.
not the best. I told you about that, Tori. That's the best part of town.
Oh, gotcha.
There were parts off that way that are worse, but yeah, you're
It didn't sound like a gun. I know a gunshot.
Aren't we supposed to be getting storms?
Friday was supposed to bring storms, but when I looked at my phone, it was clear for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest tragedies I think they've had.
It's the third worst fire in the United States history.
Something about they couldn't get to the top floors for some reason.
Before we've gotten EVP, well, it was when somebody was lighting up a cigarette, but it said, put that out. I can imagine something like that.
Well, I'm getting that out in my head.
I did too, actually. I'm hoping
did?
that we can get
You
it
got
on
it
the
the same
recorder.
time I did, probably?
That's why I said that.
Yeah, I got, like I said, right before you started to talk about it, I got that too.
Something burning here. Does that concern you?
Glance. Sink. Do you want him to put it in the sink to get it fire out? Travel.
What did you say?
Possible.
Possibly. We didn't get enough complete validation with the instruments we're using that from the spirit's standpoint, what they're trying to tell us.
Did you locate who you were looking for? Burn.
The burn?
Burn.
You are in
Chill.
the side.
Reverend.
And Reverend. Okay, thank you for that.
Chills.
Deep.
There it is again.
That's a firework.
Sounds like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
it. And then, okay, we can pack up and leave. Because that's confirmation.
Ours.
Ours? There it is again.
I'm getting a lot of, like, pain going this way.
Me
My
too.
head.
I have like a headache moving forward
Yeah,
in my
moving forward,
head.
that's what I
Uh-huh.
have. It's going, it's like starting to hear, like putting their hands like here on my head and
Mine feels more like a tingling.
I wonder if this guy's a
program.
Johnny Cash person, though, myself.
Oh yeah, Johnny Cash, my
Fell
man.
into a burning ring of fire.
Well,
I can't sing.
maybe not that song, Mary.
Well, that's the only Johnny Cash song I can think of had fire.
Boy named Sue.
Oh, wow.
That's
I walked the line.
Irony here.
That's the only song. When you said Johnny Cash, I thought that song, Fire.
Too soon, Mary. Too soon.
Okay. All right.
Can you stand next to me?
So again, this is just initial, just the day walk that we did to kind of get a preliminary and try to figure out what we can collect and gather for our intelligence of it, and figure out what we get on this spirit sensitive side, spiritual, and review what we got on that and the footage that she recorded, and see if anything else might.
I hope we help the client overall. I know that it might be a work in progress. Day walks are not meant to solve everything. They're just scratching the surface.
And I
They
really,
mentioned MGM by its proper name at the time, and then things
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like it wants to hurt anybody.
No.
A full investigation may still be warranted at a later date.
I don't think you're in any danger or anything. I think if anything would happen, I think that the spirit would protect you. I mean, that's just my point of view.
But the way that they try to get your attention before, and you're the new mom of the group here, what do they do?
Cry and not exactly pleasant things, It's usually acting out to get your attention because they haven't learned how to get your attention in a more positive way. That's what I feel right now. It's not negative. Maybe they sat dormant for so long because they didn't know how to reach out to you, and they're learning now, and maybe they're coming off aggressive, but it doesn't feel aggressive to me.
I'm just glad somebody actually wanted to try to believe me and actually came out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's
Yeah.
why we're here. And we're hoping, the evidence that we catch, that'll even help make it even more solid for you, so you do have something tangible that you can be like, if someone's like, she's crazy, it's like, listen to this.
Some of that.
Appreciate it again, and hopefully we're able to give you some answers.
I hope I get some.
Yeah.
Feel it,
Oh, you should, yeah, I bet you have a good night's sleep tonight. With that fireman in your bedroom.
I tried the bedroom. I don't. It's so leery of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Put on,
Well, it's definitely cooler out here anyway.
Yeah. It's warm.
yeah, put on some stripping music and he'll come a fireman or something.
Yeah, I don't have any of that. I have rock and metal music.
Yeah.
Like anything, we need the evidence to help try to support that before we start jumping on any theories. So we'll try to work a little bit with the fire aspect again. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, then, I don't know what to think of that just yet. I'll have to process that and see. But it's us. It's kind of nice. It's us that went the first time. It's us going back, so we're familiar with the case, familiar with her. Yep. And no evidence, because nothing came back on the audio recorder last time. Nothing particularly interesting off the photos. So just go there and see if we can get more, because we need evidence on this. I don't like to come back empty-handed, but I don't want it to be like a ranking where there's no activity present. But I mean, if it is, it is. But that from client's perspective, you know, it might be like a little bit of, nothing happened, and maybe they don't believe me, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Big problem sleeping. Almost always at 3 a.m. Boom, awake. Everyone knows 3 a.m. Does the 3 a.m. thing have any validity to it? Or?
It can. Nothing else here that is pointing towards demonic. But yeah, you didn't have any burning crucifixes or sulfuric smells or creature-like beings or...
No. No, I've watched a lot of horror movies and things. Not lately.
I noticed that last time we were here, your collection of horror movies.
Yeah, I don't even watch them anymore. Now I like cringe. Used to watch these Insidious movies. Now I feel like I'm in the Insidious movies.
That's what we were saying, is actually take a step back from that while you're...
Yeah.
Until you get reorganized. But yeah, it's probably not good right now when you're going through.
The horror movies?
Because it'd be suggestive, and it could keep you in that oppressed state that you're in when you're already on edge, and then you go in there and watch, you know, They, or, you know, Poltergeist, or...
Yeah, there's truth to them, but there's also, you know, some for ratings on those.
Which is nice, we're detached from that, we don't care about ratings, you know.
Like
to show and educate why we do this.
But we're not doing it for ratings, or
we're not causing it. Everything you see in our series has been just captured by our equipment.
Because we just want to help people. We don't
Yeah.
care about the rest of the stuff. I mean, yeah, if we, like I got mentioned in the paper, and, you know, if you could mention it once in a while, it's like, oh, cool, yay, thanks.
Right, but yeah, it's not.
But it's
That's why we
nothing
don't
like
do public events, really, because I don't care. You know, it's more about private residentials, and we don't even do commercial cases very often. Waverly Hills, I mentioned that last time we went there, but how many times we go to a recreational place? Not very often. Once every other year, maybe.
Your father being abusive.
Yeah.
And he was to the kids. He was to your mother. Who got more of the brunt of it? Your mother or the kids?
Mother.
Your mother did.
Verbally, physically, both?
Verbally and physically. And just sometimes we'd yell at her in front of us, not that much so much. He wanted to hit her, he took her in the bedroom and closed the door.
Resolve, like I would say, you never forgave him for that.
I can't, yeah.
It's important because it's with what we're working with. We need to ask.
I haven't been able to bring myself to do that.
Basically, a manifestation from oneself, whether it is the unreleased guilt or the unreleased anger and all that stuff that you've held on to for so many years, that you just, and it can manifest, take an energy source of its own. Basically, I'm talking around the lines of, you know what I'm going with, poltergeist. It can be some of that, and we're working on it because we need some more evidence to help back that, but some of the symptoms sound like that is some of it. You are open as well, so yeah, you get bleed through from other spirits that come through, other spirits that don't reside here.
Do you want to talk with Mary?
I have a lot of anger issues.
What's going on? Do you think maybe that you experienced something and then you thought was bad, and so maybe it's kind of pushing back at all? Possibly?
I don't know, I just felt like it was, at first I said when there was the two things, then it just, like, for a while now, it just feels bad, just doesn't feel good.
Yeah. What's going on? Every time she talks about it being bad, it goes off.
Are you mad because I yelled and screamed at you and said bad things to you that I wanted to hurt you?
Your mindset towards someone being a gifted person, you're going to encounter a bunch of different spirits, a bunch of different. It's just like walking out to a crowded supermarket. You know, start calling someone names or wishing bad misfortune upon them. there was going to be some bad feelings, and some of them might even would want to try to retaliate.
If you're sensitive, you're going to pick that up. Where you may have one specifically who's actually here with you, but you could pick up these other rooms or houses.
But not every energy is a negative energy. That's my main thing to try to get to.
Yeah, I know.
And then when that like if you blow out negative energy out with anger or calling them names, it's negative attracts negative.
Yeah, I used to get really scared whenever I thought I felt something, and I always jumped to being scared, so kind of being on the defensive. Well, at one point I actually addressed them and just talked to them, not expecting a response, and just told them, hey, we're coexisting, leave me alone, and they left me alone.
We've, as a team, encountered a lot of positive energies. That's because we don't go in, like Mr. Baggins, and shout and provoke, and we've attracted a lot of very peace-loving energies. Be a guide to help direct you, and the action's going to fall on you upon trying to execute the action.
Are you willing to, play nice, I guess?
Try to change your demeanor a little
It's
bit.
hard when you come in and it's oppressive, and you wake up and with discomfort and pain, and you're thinking, why is this thing trying to kill me? They
Might
can
not
kill me.
be happy to see you though, if you think about it. And if it's the same one that you called a name or something, or and then you come back home and you feel that feeling.
We were able to come out this way a second time, got more information, shared that with you, provided suggestions of what we were picking up on, and we did pick up a couple different things spiritual, but being sensitive, once you open up, you can go practically anywhere and pick up stuff. So we can't put too much stock in there because we do need the evidence, and we really didn't get a whole lot, and unfortunately a couple K2 flickers through the whole thing, and that's it, is not enough for us. The assessment of where we're at right now, on the same page, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're all.
Yeah, I've stopped thinking the way I was thinking.
Yeah.
Know that it's not that.
No. So a few things that then to try to work on. Any tips, advice, suggestions? I know you have Mary's number. If you go above that, I can share. Kelly's supposed to call you. I don't know when, but I can probably ask her if it's okay to give you her number.
She can call
you and just give you all the tips and pointers. Recommend you coming out to some of the paranormal shows that have some more people that you could even learn from, because that's how I did it. That's how she did it. You go, it's networking and meeting with other people, and what might work with them might work better for you than what we're suggesting. We can only give her the guidance, and we did plant that seed, and hopefully she took some of our recommendations, and hopefully she'll go and network with some other like-minded people. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that you come all this way to try to help, and no one called me crazy yet.
No. You'd have to call us crazy if we called you crazy.
Exactly.
Beat you to the punch. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, crazy. Oh, no.
So we had a daywalk situation come up.
So we're gonna go do a daywalk at my friend India's house. She lives here in town with Eric and I. She's been having a problem with a spirit of some sort. She's not sure as to what it is, but she does believe that it has followed her from an apartment that they lived in Wyoming to the house they lived in Pleasantville to their new house in Pleasantville now. So, and she said she didn't have a problem with it because it wasn't affecting her kids until now. So we're gonna go in and see what is going on.
Come on in. All right. Well, thank you for coming out here. You'd indicated you wanted a day walk. I know that full investigation eventually will hopefully get to that point if it requires it. We're just kind of gathering some information about the place.
So it's filled in kind of some of the blank spaces, but not really all that much.
Yeah. Go back a generation. Like, did she experience stuff too before you were born?
No, but my grandfather has.
Okay.
My mom has seen what my uncle believes. One of his friends is actually what they say is a psychic, and she told my mother that she has seen a shadow person before.
Mm-hmm.
My mother described it to her, but that's really the only thing that my mother has seen. My grandmother has seen a couple things. My grandpa is the one that's experienced the most.
At one point, they had somebody cleansing their house, and she had recently passed away. So the last couple of houses they have lived in, she wasn't there to cleanse the house, and that's when they really started noticing it showing up again.
Blessings that were done, or cleansings, smudgings, and then the person who did that is now passed.
Yes, she is. It was my kid's dad's mother. They're a quarter. Well, he is a quarter Cherokee and a quarter Blackfoot Native American. And his mother used to do all the cleansings for all the properties that we moved into and that we've lived on since I was with her son. We were together for almost 7 years. Grandma's house, the house that I was living in was great grandma's house. They've had two attempted hangings, 2 suicides on just that property alone, and then 1 suicide and 1 attempted suicide, or 2 attempted suicides on grandma's property, the house that Gary and Stephanie were living in. That's next door to mine. So it's both properties are kind of.
That's a indication or a sign of oppression. So generally in our experience is that we've had places before with that same kind of symptom, I guess I'll call it. And generally what happens is that whatever's there, it's just kind of that negative energy. It just works on you. It's different from possession. It doesn't take over you, but it affects you. And you become very depressed, very irritable, very...
Yes, and that's actually exactly what happened to my kid's dad. He was one of the ones that was an attempted suicide.
And if I'm correct, that whole block of houses where Grandma lives now, where you used to live, Stephanie said she had researched it and there had been suicides along that whole street.
Yes. The house next door to the house that I was living in actually had a hanging also. They have like some type of drop floor in one of the rooms in their house, and the guy had opened that and then just hung himself into that hole. That's in the house, like the house I was living in sits in between Grandma's and that house. So it's been up and down the entire block.
And describe that again.
They said, well, I haven't seen the red eyes. I've only seen the black figure.
Okay.
But it's just a big black mass, and only the 3 boys have seen the red glowing eyes. Only the 3 brothers have. Me and Stephanie haven't.
Okay. And it affects more the males in the family? Negatively, I mean?
Yes, actually, because all the males in the family that have committed suicide or attempted to commit, or everybody in general in their family that's attempted to commit suicide or have been men. And she was standing at the top of the stairs screaming, saying that there was a man in her room. My 2-year-old daughter, plain as day, said that to me and my mother. And then just the other night, my girlfriend and I were in the living room watching a movie, and my son started screaming at the top of his lungs. And my brother was actually home that day too, and we brought him downstairs and asked what was going on, and he said that there was a woman standing over Shanna, some random weird Ouija board that they found just laying in an alleyway, and they brought her into the house, and then like a whole bunch of weird stuff happened. And since then, they've both been experiencing weird stuff as they grow up.
Yeah.
But so he's always been one to have weird things happen to him.
That Ouija board's still in the family?
No, actually, they did the stupid thing and burned it.
Wonderful. Okay.
I don't know really what's going on. The group have a day walk today, so they just called me, and I agreed it's going to be my first day walk with the group. So, and I'm really anxious right now because I want to know what we do in the day walk. So.
Landing landing up there is, I don't go any further than the landing up there unless somebody's with me.
Yeah.
So it just freaks me out. Can't do it.
It is on.
Yeah, that's okay. This is gonna be There was some activity that I noticed right off the bat. It just kind of a different atmosphere in the house. But then particularly as we went upstairs, the closets had kind of drawn my attention.
This is my 2-year-old's bedroom. It has stuff, kind of, the rest of her bed part is blocking it right now, but that's the one that really gets me.
In this closet.
And the closet, they actually did a demolition on that closet.
Has anybody been up to the attic?
No. I don't do attics. We found bloody kids' clothes at the last house we lived in the attic, so.
Kid's room, Eric was looking to the attic door, and I felt like, I don't know, it felt like weird, like Eric was looking to the attic, and I feel like somebody was looking at Eric. I don't know why.
About from here up, I tried to avoid.
If the figure's been seen here, where has it been seen at?
Here?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen something standing right here.
Right here? Okay.
Just this whole section, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And right about here is when I start feeling like something's gonna jump on me.
Who's here with us right now? Main. Are you the main energy that's in this house?
Are you the ones that are probably causing problems with the kids?
Now I'm gonna have you stand at the base of the stairs and we're gonna continue. Go ahead, it's fine. Down, possible. Do you go upstairs a lot? Is that where you like to be?
Do you feel it? Because I did.
Yeah.
It's right there. I can feel it.
Are you negative and you just like to get kicks out of scaring people? They blinked. Does it entertain you? Withdrew a little bit slightly when we mentioned that. Usually a couple things happen when you try to address them for who they might actually be. If you call them negative, if you call them bad, or if they're just an evil energy, so to speak. Once you know more and more about them, you take that power away from them, because they like to hide and be kind of in the shadows. And so a couple things happen with blinking. Sometimes activity will spike when we do this kind of EVP session, where we engage them basically, so to speak. Not trying to provoke per se, but to them they don't want that mask taken off. They'd rather you remain guessing. They like to fool people and alright, well, we will say this. If you're meaning to cause any kind of distraction or be an unwanted guest, so to speak.
The dog's growling at something.
Yeah, keep hearing that. You're not allowed to. Something happened there a lot. You know activity in this room?
That's in my bedroom, and the only thing that I really get out of there is if I'm laying in bed and the doors are cracked, like something's like looking in. But I've never actually experienced anything inside the room itself.
Okay. How often does he growl like that?
When he's in there, rarely ever.
Okay. Around where you start to get uneasy. And see if there's any kind of negative response as I'm doing that. What we do with that is try to rule out and figure out if it is something that it's trying to portray itself as,
or if it's just actually an energy that is just, it's more human, but just a nasty sucker.
He tried something with holy water. I don't know what was it, but it was some type of test.
I'm getting chills just down here. Yeah, me too.
Chills?
They felt chills downstairs. We were in the middle upstairs, and I felt like two fingers going through my back, in the middle of my back. You know, I know it was hot, but that was really funny.
Slightly oppressive type energy, which I felt before. I decided to try to test and see, you know, how far in the negative energy in the spectrum that this went. Basically, didn't really like it. It feels threatened by us. Again, we can all coexist, but when you're causing grief or you're affecting especially the children, okay? I know you understand and you might get your kicks out of this, but it's gotta stop. You walk up to that as far as you can, comfortably, before you have to turn around.
Usually it hits at the planting, so
Well,
yeah.
one of us will follow.
I don't know if
And
it's-
just see if
I don't know, when you guys were doing that, me and my brother both got goosebumps at the same time.
Yeah, I
Our
was
hair
hearing
stood up, everything.
I just got a K2 hit.
See, I can't do it. I can't. I felt it.
yeah.
And a K2
As
hit.
soon as I hit
K2
right here,
Yep.
as soon as I stood right here, it hit me in the face.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it right here.
It's like sitting right there,
Yeah.
just hanging out right up there. Like up in that area right there.
Barely K2 hit, but then.
Reiki charged candles, so they have a lot of the positive energies and stuff. It's a lot of lining up with your chakras as well and making you all in one with the mind, the body, and the spirit, and that kind of stuff. This one's a protection candle, so it's along the excuse me, along the spectrum of like the stones like jet would be, you know, that light, very lightweight black stone is jet, you know, for example. It's a protection stone too. So this is just something that you burn and you just kind of take it in and just breathe in, breathe out calmly, and then it does work. So it's just something for you, and it smells nice too. So, yep.
Oh, it does smell good.
Yeah. So we have that for you.
We'll be probably back in the house to do a full investigation, probably.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah. We're work in progress.
Yeah, and if anything happens tonight, I'll definitely call.
Yeah.
Probably I'll message you and probably call Kasie.
Alright. Alright, see ya.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Oh, I enjoyed the day walk. You know, I learned a lot, and you know, I still love doing this stuff, and I'm still learning from Eric and Kasie and the other team members.
But these series of little mini investigations or little visits, these day walks, have been they've proved very helpful in the past, and we've done them, and they're definitely a helpful tool that we have.
This is like what I've been waiting for, and to like have something firsthand. So
And starting at baby steps, because this is not a full case. This is just a visit.
yeah, it's still nice, just a little bit at a time, you know. And I'm excited to learn about more of it. So I think that's what I'm most interested in, just the knowledge behind it.
So this is day walk number 2 at this location.
So we went to Indies again and did a second day walk. Girlfriend had seen a phantom dog last night. There had been a light, their upstairs light in that hallway. They had replaced it, and it didn't work again today. They had just replaced the light, and she had a TV knock over.
Invited on a day walk, which I felt went really well. Walking into the home, I didn't really feel anything immediately, but we were invited to go upstairs.
This is Lori.
Hi.
And then that's Ashton.
And who's running away from the camera?
It's okay, Ashton, you can run away.
As we'd been there before, there was more of kind of a heaviness that was present in the house the first time we were there. This time when we stopped by, it wasn't as heavy. It seemed like a different energy had come out, and so I kind of wanted to focus on that.
Yesterday, Ashton and I were out, well, it was actually last night, Ashton and I were outside smoking, and she claimed, well, she knows that she saw a dog that was right in front of my house, which wasn't really there, but it was to her. And then I'm not for sure if the upstairs door was completely closed or not when we first went to bed, but after she saw the dog and everything, I went to the kitchen to get something to drink, and I was walking back through, and it was partially open, which usually we have it closed all the way. She, out of nowhere, she's like a freaked out tone to her voice. She's like, "Babe, is the house growling?" And I didn't hear it, but I mean, she was in the kitchen.
Like a gurgle, like somebody just flushed the toilet.
And nobody was anywhere in the house other than right in here. And my brother was actually gone with his twins, so it was just us. And I don't know what's going on.
It's a K2 meter. It picks up on EMF fields or the electromagnetic fields in the area. It'll detect electronics and big wires, things like that in the walls. Or so the kind of idea is if you're in an area that's a dead zone where it's not going off, it'll pick up on spirit activity.
Okay.
Because there's a theory out there that spirits give off their own EMF field.
Kind. Main.
You can, we have a recorder today. You can talk into that. We have the obelisk and the K2. You can make them go off or say anything.
K2. Was that you? Did you set up the device in Casey's hand? Highway. It's common. Speak. What happened?
I swear I felt something tug like 2 hairs. So I looked back to see if there
You
was
look
a
around, no
cobweb.
cobwebs. Your hair
There's
wasn't
just
touching the
like-
wall or
No.
the ceiling where it slopes.
No, there's
Okay.
slight cobwebs though.
Okay. So it's a maybe, not anything, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. It was up in the staircase again. They're having some more activity. I gotta use my dowsing rods for the first time. They were really interesting to use. They were fun.
So once we went up there, Casey had the dowsing rods. I had the K2 next to her. We were running cameras. We were doing kind of a little EVP session. You might know them as dowsing rods. They can detect your energy as well. If you make them cross, you can use that for yes and do nothing for no. So do you understand what we're saying? If you can you make them cross, please?
1 second, sorry. My hands are jiggling.
Okay. Well, settle down. Alright, let's do it again. Is that how you see it? Did you live here? Is this your house and you don't like people that live here?
I just got the chills.
Me too. At the exact same time you said that.
And he's touching my rods.
Is that the case? Make them cross. I'm going to ask one more time. Is this your house? Okay, can you also give us validation by triggering that device behind Casey? Making it trigger some lights. It'll just blink some lights. I know you're pointing towards it. That's good. Can you go over there and make it blink? That will be a yes. Did you die or commit suicide in this house? Or were you murdered in this house? Did that go off?
Yeah, or K2 hit.
K2 hit. So you died in this house? Is that the case? Did you previously live in this house? And you died in this house?
I'm gonna reset the routes.
Yeah. It's claiming this house as its own, as it's still its house from back in the day as they cross.
Chills and
Yeah.
crossing.
I almost get a female.
Reset them.
Okay.
Is this are we talking to a female?
I've gotten kind of a male presence before, but this one, I don't know. Are you female or are you a man?
Once again, is this a female we're talking to? K2 hit. I wasn't moving the rods, something else was making them cross.
What'd it say?
Program.
Wow, it's noisy over
Indian.
there. Indian. Did you reside during the Native Americans, or do you have Native American tie?
Newer. And I got the chills. Affair.
Newer affair. It just got noisy over there.
It was really awesome seeing the dowsing rods cross and the activity on the K2.
Because we'll be back if we have to be, and I know you really probably don't like us here, so just keep that in mind. Try to behave, please. Spiritually, this energy came off as more of a female. Last time we were there, it came off more as a male. So there's a possibility that we have two spirits there.
That it seems to be a woman around her middle ages who doesn't like the family there. It's her house, it's her place, and she just kind of wants her space.
Going off now?
Oh, yeah.
Is that you? That's solid. No, it's far enough from here. Wonder if there's a... No?
Right here.
Alright, if that's... Hold it up to where it goes off again. If that's you, can you step back? Now it's going off. What's it saying?
Won't. Or, that's Matt. Yeah, that's won't.
Now wave the K2 around again slowly. Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Spirit who's here no longer allowed to interact negatively or scare the occupants that live here. What I got spiritually is that you're not actually mean-natured, like evil spirited, but you're a territorial one.
Common.
And you really, you know, this is your place, and for some reason you can't get along with those who live here now. You see this as your house, and some of the evidence we were getting from our equipment indicated that you lived here, possibly died in this house when you lived here. And you're older, whoever you are, you were middle-aged or older than that. You weren't a teenager. I don't think you were in your 20s or even your 30s. We'll be back if we have to be, but please be on your best behavior. Don't try to intentionally scare the occupants that live here. Did that go off?
Yeah, I heard it.
Alright. Don't intentionally try to scare them, okay? You might kind of get your kicks out of scaring them, but please stop.
I heard that.
This kind of mischievous, kind of bully when you do that, so. Alright. We will leave now. Okay. We got what we believe to be a few answers, a little bit more. It's coming off as trying to be more than it really is, kind of thing. Seems to be coming off more as a human spirit. Possibly a dominant, intelligent type case profile here. Because this is going back a ways, at least what they're indicating with us. They didn't seem to focus on themselves so much, but what made them happy. It was kind of, that was correlating with the K2 device and the dowsing rods indicating folk music, like bluegrass, country. His fiddle came through that.
Were you the one that knocked down the TV and you were doing the mischiefs and they kind of stayed still? Or like, are you just not saying anything because you don't want to be in trouble? Like, you stayed still.
I got chills, and at one point, just like my calves got chills. Like it wasn't like a full body chills like normal. You know, it was just my calves, which I thought was weird. It's not something I could say happens to me often.
Baby, where's your baba?
What?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.
Something I definitely want to go further. I definitely want to be able to go back in that home with that family.
But we will continue to see what is going on there and hopefully get a definitive answer.
Her kids even thanked us, so that was kind of nice. We'll keep in touch, and there'll probably be something to be continued.
I wish them the best, and for them to contact us, and I hope to be a part of that.